And welcome back to the program. Quest, a triple bill contemporary dance performance, will open in Singapore for the Arts Festival on Thursday, the 1st of June.
That's right. It comprises 3 dance pieces by choreographers from South Korea, China and Singapore.
It's also a first-time ever collaboration between modern dance and music by the Singapore Chinese Orchestra. So what can we expect from this unexpected fusion of dance and music?
Indeed, for the unexpected answers, let's talk to Ye Cheng, now music director of the Singapore Chinese Orchestra, and Jeffrey Tan, resident choreographer of the Singapore Dance Theatre. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Very good morning.
So an unexpected collaboration between Singapore, China, South Korea. What is it that we can expect?
Almost unpredictable.
Really?
But that makes more interesting, you know, because it never happened before in such a scale. A full Chinese orchestra, modern Chinese orchestra music and a modern dance. And then with a 3 very characteristic, choreographer, you know, and it never happened before. So, you know, you have to open up your mind.
So it's going to be surprising. Jeffrey, what kind of a surprise do you have in store for us? Can you give us a bit of a sneak preview? Tell us.
For my piece, it's called Fusion and it's very contemporary and Western-oriented, fusing with the Chinese contemporary music, and the dancers will be quite bare, costume, and it will be body painted. Yeah.
Did you bring the 3 cultures blended together in one performance, or are we seeing like different performances?
3 different pieces.
3 different pieces. Are they very different after all? And it's all Asian.
Very different. I mean, for example, the Chinese, we have very traditional Chinese movement and very period costume, like a water sleeve. And the Korean is very Korean cultural style. They can see the Korean outfit, but with a touch of contemporary feel.
But one thing linked all 3 together is quest. They're all searching something.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So they're all in a process of a journey towards somewhere. In Jeffrey's case, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you are searching the relationship between nature and a human being. And in Gao Yanjin's, the Chinese choreographer's way, she's searching destiny of human life.
Yes.
And then in the Korean director, that Miss Kim's way, she has actually searched between many, many human emotions: love, hate, sorrowful, sad. Temptation or whatever. Oh my goodness!
It sounds a bit like an opera in a way. You know, you're covering all the...
more than opera, more than an opera, because opera is so real. But this something you can imagine.
It's like theater actually for the Korean piece.
Very much so.
And how does it come together with the orchestra? What were the challenges that you had to face? Since you said it's Asian culture, but it's 3 distinct flavor that we're presenting here.
Yeah, the first very big challenge is these 3 pieces were none of them were written for dance. You see, normally dance music, they always quite rhythmic. You need to have a boom, boom, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. But some of these pieces has silence as part of that, a lot of silence, or non-rhythmic things, or sometimes with no melody. So that posed a huge challenge to Jeffrey and other 2, and requires a high level of sophistication to treat that. And number 2 is when I used to conduct these 3 pieces, I was a full boss. I can treat, but this time I have to share power. These 3, I can't go crazy too fast. I can't drag too slow. We must coordinate. And not to mention, Singapore Chinese Orchestra, first time we'll be in pit, not on stage. Acoustically speaking, quite different. So we spent quite some time to adjust the acoustic, and I have to tell, too loud, too soft, do this, more or less this.
Yeah, that's interesting. We never realized that. I mean, I guess being in the pit would make such a difference. In fact, I think we have some footage from some of your rehearsals. Maybe we'll put it up on screen and show people. Jeffrey, maybe you can tell us what is this we're looking at.
This is the Korean piece. This is I think it's the first 2 weeks of rehearsal that we have done.
That's a choreographer?
Yeah.
So I guess this one, like you said, explores the various emotions that humans go through.
We have sort of like improvisation too.
Will it be easy for the audience to understand what is going on stage when they
I think it's better for the audience to have open up their mind to accept this kind of contemporary work, because sometimes it's quite abstract. But then different people think differently. I think it's the best way that the audience think out of the box, rather than, oh, this is what and this is what.
Right. So therefore we say, expect the unexpected.
Absolutely. That's the way to put
Maybe
it.
tell us also, during this time you spent together, what were some of the unexpected surprises that came, or challenges that you found? Was communication, I can imagine, a bit of a...
Yes, it's hard, especially for the Korean one, and but we have an interpreter. But it's hard to know what she really wants inside her, even though we have an interpreter, because it still doesn't really help.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that the Singapore Chinese Orchestra is making a point to work with many different artists. Who are seeing always pamphlets coming in, SEO working with this artist, that artist. Is that the way that you wish to continue the progress of your orchestra?
Absolutely.
Evolving all the time?
Yes, they're still in a process. You see, we work with visual artists like Dan Zui Hian, and this time we work with dance. And I think last year we worked with a full, scale opera. And then we want to go further on this route, and we just decided to have our major priority for next 10, 20 years to develop a repertoire with this the local flavor, Singapore flavor, or this regional flavor. And we're going to have a competition, international composition competition for that kind of composition this November. Then also we plan to develop the more pops repertoire, you see. Pops repertoire was very weak department for Chinese orchestra before. But I think it's very important to develop a pop repertoire with Chinese orchestra with a very good taste.
Yeah.
Why aren't you sticking to the traditional? Why are you exploring such different fields?
We'll always have these traditional things. But however, if you only have that dimension, is not enough. You can only stand in a corner of society.
Yeah.
But that's not our intention, not my intention. I want to bring the Chinese orchestra music to the center of society,
reach out to a wider
be
audience.
enjoyed by all the people, not in the corner.
Right.
So that
You know
was
what?
the
We've
way.
got an idea.
Yes.
You can set up a little. We'll have a pit here. You can be on the show live, and every time we need music, we'll just say,
know?
No problem.
That would be great.
Oh yeah, no problem. Just tell me.
Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks.
And that was Ye聪, music director of the Singapore Chinese Orchestra, and Jeffrey Tan, resident choreographer of the Singapore Dance Theatre, two of the key people involved in the making of Quest.
And Quest will have its world premiere on Thursday, the 1st of June at the Esplanade Theatre in Singapore. For details, just log on to the website. I believe the address, that's right, it's right there at the bottom of the screen. Or you can also visit www.singaporeartsfest.com.
That's right, and we'll continue our special coverage of the Singapore Arts Fest here on Primetime Morning this week. Don't miss out on our interview on reaching out through the arts tomorrow.